Hello, world. It is your host, the icon of action justice, me, the Phantom Menace, and I'm here to talk to you some more about what we started talking about last week, which was Marvel and DC. Now, the one thing I did criticize DC about very much was the movie lineup isn't exactly very convincing, but I don't want to bash DC completely, because there's one thing that I absolutely do adore that DC is doing right now, and that is actually their television production schedule. And right now I'm talking about Arrow, I'm talking about The Flash, and I'm talking about Gotham. Now, two of these are connected, but the other one is kind of over here, so I'm not really sure how Gotham is going to relate to Arrow and Flash, but that's okay. They're all great. I would say, personally, I think the weakest of the three would have to be the Arrow. And even though it's had the longest, I think the best thing that happened to Arrow was actually Flash and Gotham. Gotham really isn't, like I said, connected, but it's kind of over there on the side. And because Arrow managed not to be an abortion, they actually ended up making more stuff. And by making more stuff, they got, well, let's just say they put something else in his quiver other than a sour face. And that was really good, because Oliver Queen, kind of whiny, and not to mention, have you seen the both season finales of The Arrow? First one, City in Peril, Massive Devastation, which is never addressed again, and season 2, City in Peril, Massive Devastation, probably never going to be significantly addressed again. Okay, alright, fine. Alright, I'm actually wrong. Technically, it is being addressed by Superman. I mean, Ray Palmer, aka the Atom, played by a very, very handsome and sassy Brandon Routh. Brandon, please call me and stop giving me restraining orders. I do admit, I really think Brandon Routh is one of the best things also to happen to Arrow in terms of being in the Arrow TV show, rather than a thing that ended up not being next to it, even though it was supposed to be. And now we have a second TV series. The problem with the Arrow is the first season and even a lot of the second, he's so moody. He's not Batman. He's Robin Hood. He's not supposed to be cranky. And well, here he is being cranky, and I was kind of worried for a while, because he really did feel like the Diet Coke of Bruce Wayne, and kind of green with envy that everyone else can have a good time except for him. So I'm really not sure how that's going to pan out in the future. They're supposed to be lightening him up, but again, it's kind of a wait and see thing. Right, now, to go back, sorry, I was thinking about the thing, and then I remembered. The Flash. The reason why I love The Flash so much is it actually reminds me visually, in some ways, of Superman Returns, which is a much maligned, but I think, unfortunately so, part of the Superman mythos. And see, the thing is with Superman Returns that I love so much is it was kind of like a throwback to like the 1920s and the 1930s with that kind of architecture. And I mean, if you watch The Flash, you can see that like in Central City Police Precinct and all these places. It's got that kind of 1920s, 1930s Art Deco vibe, which I absolutely adore. And I think is one of the show's strongest points in terms of the visual design that they're doing. Some of the cast, I'm kind of wait and see on. I know they're doing things like, setting it up for Atomic Fire guy and Killer Frost lady and all that sort of thing, but at least it's not as bad as Gotham. Now, Gotham, that's a whole other problem. Gotham, really, it starts to turn into this, like, is it going to be about the Penguin and his story and James Gordon? Because that's cool. I like that. I mean, Harvey Bullock and Montoya and Major Crimes, that stuff's really interesting. But then you get into this thing where now it's like every episode it seems like baby Batman has to show up, and I mean, really? It shouldn't be that hard, but Alfred, put the kid on your damn knee! I mean, really, like, it shouldn't be that hard to be like, well, now, Master Bruce, you understand that you can't be going around solving crimes because you're a child. Shut up, Alfred! Why do you sound like fucking Dr. Phil? Now, see, I don't actually sound like Dr. Phil, Master Bruce. I have to sound like this because the Phantom Menace can't actually have a convincing Cockney or other British accent. It would be considered, offensive. Master Bruce, you have to go to school. I can just buy a degree. That's what George W. Bush did. Now, Master Bruce, you understand that I can't let you just run ragged. That would be, total bullshit. But anyway, it was something like that, and I don't understand. You know, they're doing the thing with the Gotham, and they want to do their own thing. Fine, I'm okay with that. It's not that that bothers me inherently. It's just the idea of then I start to think about this: is this Gotham, or is this Gotham, a prelude to a Batman TV series, which we know will never happen, and if it does, it'll probably go the way of Birds of Prey, and no one wants to see that. So, you know, there's Gotham, and they're doing the thing, and that's okay, and I'm fine with that. What I'm really more interested in seeing now is how they're going to lighten up Arrow, because as I talked about previously, the Arrow is supposed to be a little bit more of a fun character, and I'm a little worried about what they're doing, because, you know, like the Lianyu, the whole being on the island thing, and then the show within the show, that was really kind of fascinating, and I liked that. And then they did that thing with Deathstroke, and okay, fine. And they sunk the boat, and then the Russian mobsters and everything, that was great. But now he's going to Hong Kong? I mean, like, the only reason I can even, like, get behind this at all is if you're going to have a Chris Nolan film, or Batman, who's crippled, can get from, like, Pakistan back to Gotham, which has been bombed into oblivion, much less spend 5 years previously running around third world countries, stealing from his own corporation in an age of Twitter and social media and the interwebs. Well, you get a guy like Ali Queen. No one gives a shit about Ali Queen. Now listen, all my criticism of the Arrow and the 2 seasons and the Destroying the City aside, I've got to give them very much credit where credit is due. And that is, when you think about it, the way Ray Palmer is doing his thing with the Atom and then the buying of Queen Industries and then rebranding Starling City, which I never liked as a name. I didn't understand, if you don't like Star, and you're trying to sound like Sterling, just call it Sterling. Then you can do the tarnished silver thing and make a joke, but no, it had to be Starling. But now, I see where they're going, and I kind of am behind that. You know, this idea that the world building, if they're trying to take something that goes, here's the world, without the name of the humans, we have the Arrow, then there's the thing that happens with the particle accelerator and Central City, and then that's how they're going to introduce metahumans. It's very clever, and it's a very way to gradually introduce people. Now, the problem is, of course, the idea is that they were never ever supposed to have superpowers in Arrow. At least everything that I've heard as far as reading the industry blogs and stuff. To that, I say, kick rocks. I think it's better for it, because the next time I have to deal with Summer Glau coming around in a hockey mask, menacing people, I'm going to scream. Terminator? Okay. I had a problem with her in Terminator because then her boss from Dollhouse and Serenity got Terminator cancelled, and that's a whole other thing for another time, but I want to see some actual superhumans, and that is what I'm looking forward to in Flash. And so, Arrow, you get a thumbs up so far. Flash, you get thumbs way up. And Gotham, I'm still trying to decide what I am. Kind of like a young Bruce Wayne. I'm just confused right now. And maybe I need a trip to see Doctor Strange at Arkham. Maybe he can help me sort through my identity issues. Finally, I would like to thank my sponsor for the day. It is... Wait, is that... That is absolutely not okay. Who put this... Well, okay, where's the director? Where's the production designer? But I want to know, why am I wearing a beer shirt? This is a family show. This is not appropriate. Hello? Alright, I don't have a producer. I am the producer. So, Menace, what are you doing here? Why are you wearing this? Wait. Bahamut, King of Dragons. Oh, I get it. They're doing the thing where it's like, it looks like it's something stupid, but then it's actually something totally awesome. Okay, I can get behind that. Just remind me next time I have a problem with that my IQ is about Bahamut 0. So yes, thank you to Bahamut, King of Dragons, the finest summon that money can buy.